I know with epics that are based in India or set in India, there's a lot of religious symbolism, and religion plays a huge part in it. And I know especially with the Mahabharata, that is essentially the basis of the story. How much does religion play a part in this story?
This is an epic that is of the same standard and complexity and quality as any of the great epics in the world. It says, I think, can stand shoulder to shoulder with the Odyssey, with Beowulf, with any of the great epics. So in that sense, all these great epics have gods, and so does the Epic of Ponnivala, and it features Shiva and Vishnu, the two most important gods in Hinduism. Whether or not we call it a religious epic, that has to do more with the viewer. Of course you can understand it from a religious perspective, and in fact the main heroes in the story are worshipped as minor gods in temples locally, and there's a huge festival every year where hundreds, probably thousands of people come to honor these characters. But if you're teaching it or using it in a family that's, you know, not Hindu or doesn't want to be using it religiously, there's no need to think of it that way. You can think of it as a great story with characters who are either, you know, have superhuman powers or just represent different kinds of forces that are beyond the control of individual people. And still it makes for a great story.
I think when you think about Greek mythology as well, there's so much we can all take away from it in terms of the studies of the classics without necessarily believing in the gods to worship them.
Exactly,
Right.
Exactly. And so we don't have to say Lord Vishnu, we can say Vishnu, or we can just say that wonderful helper who comes and, you know, saves people when they really need some kind of assistance. So there's quite a bit of what you can call magic, or you can call divine destiny. It depends on your interpretation, and that's why it's a multivalent story.